Books and Pillows. I was just putting on my shoes, preparing to visit the mill that had appeared during my search for the lost path. The road, shrouded in mist, wound through overgrown hills, leading the seekers to a small peninsula, separated from the everyday world by a wide, calm stripe of water. The mill stirred in me a strange mix of fascination and doubt, as if it was warning me against too much curiosity. But that only made me more determined to visit it. For months, I had pondered which of the paths would be the safest and began searching through old maps. The boat that once sailed there had disappeared long ago, but I knew another way to reach it. This map will help me with everything. I smiled to myself, clutching one of them. A moment later, I put on my blue jacket and left the house. From afar, I could already see the mist swirling around the peninsula, creating silver spirals, as if it were meant to distort the distance one had to travel to reach the place. It was said that at night lights flickered near the mill as if someone still lived there. Yet, no one had dared to find out the truth. Until now, as you can probably guess. And when my now time came, I found another way. About the underground passage hiding from the eyes of other curious adventurers, only I knew about. Or at least that's what I thought back then. It was this very passage that was supposed to lead me to my destination. Imagine my surprise when, next to a still functioning wooden train silently gliding under the water, I spotted a white sweater lying on the ground. It looked as though someone had recently left it there, hinting that it might belong to someone like me, attempting to uncover forgotten places. The underground path was brief, full of surprises, and occasionally revealed mysterious markings carved into the walls. I suspected they were more than just mysterious signs leading to the mill, but that's a tale for another time. When I finally stepped inside, I felt as if I had entered a completely different world. I had expected the mill to be an old, neglected building with creaking and worn-out beams. Instead, its interior pulsed with vibrant colors and textures. Paintings in ornate frames hung on the walls, the furniture looked new, and colorful stained glass windows cast dancing patches of light across the room. Everywhere I looked, small details caught my eyes. An old clock, books on the shelves, and pillows in warm, bright colors. A moment later, I noticed a faint light flickering in a corner of a room. I approached and saw an old lamp, its flame gently swaying. Beside it sat a man, completely grey, dressed in a simple white robe. So, I was not alone after all. I took slow, cautious steps, instinctively moving closer to the flickering flame. I felt as though this place knew me better than I knew myself. The man watched me intently, his eyes a strange blend of warmth and mystery. "Welcome," he said in a voice that felt both familiar and distant. "I've been waiting for you." Surprised, I stayed silent. How could he have known I would come? And who was he? "Do you know why you're here?" he asked calmly, his eyes gleaming with wisdom. I wanted to understand why lights can still be seen here even though the mill has been abandoned for years. I replied after a moment, feeling my words return as all my earlier fears melted away. The light you saw from the mill is your curiosity and your own desire to discover who you are. It is also the light of something internal. The mill is a place that exists not only on a map. It holds answers you already know, once long hidden deep within you. Feeling more curious, I asked, "Answers? What kind of answers?" "Everyone who comes here seeks something different," he explained mysteriously. "And each chooses a different path. Yours, the underground passage and wooden train, is no coincidence. People search for friendship, understanding, courage, but there is no other path." I interrupted, looking at him with growing astonishment. "But how do you know this? And how am I supposed to find something that is invisible?" "The map you're holding is just one of many clues, and the knowledge I possess is not necessary for you to find it. You've already taken the first and most important step. You've begun searching." I glanced at the map I had been gripping tightly in my right hand, forgetting it had been with me from the very start of my journey. Only now was I realizing that I had come to uncover the mysteries of the old mill, and yet I stood here talking to an old man in a white robe, completely lost of understanding what he wanted to share with me. As if reading my thoughts, the old man stood up, walked over to a large window, and looked out at the mist still swirling outside. He said, "Each of us deserves our own goodness, which shines brightly. But it is not enough to admire the light from afar. You must approach it. When you say yes to someone despite feeling inner resistance, you are saying no to yourself. And each time you do that, the light drifts further away. When you settle for less than what you deserve, you allow the light to fade." Looking at the flickering flame, he added, "And when you come back here next time, don't forget to pick up the white sweater you noticed on the way here. It will be needed." Completely bewildered, I look at the old man once more, my mind already filled with thousands of questions. But I felt I should return home, as the number of answers might awaken too many conflicting emotions within me. Something in the old man's gaze told me I had time to discover everything in its proper moment. Not only had the mill become a place freed from forgetting, the light visible from afar was also a part of the observer. My own light had lost some of its brightness, recently. I stepped outside and the mist seemed to have thinned. In the distance, I could hear the waters hum as if the mill's wheel had begun turning again. Looking up at the brightening sky, I felt a movement stirring within me as well. The interior begins to pulse with colors and textures. I thought. Paintings in ornate frames and small details all around. The clock, books, and pillows. The gate to allowing my own goodness has just opened.